Hello, I'm here to talk for the Looney Tunes community. Yes, this is a rendition of the New York Post, circa 25th New York Post, Monday. My examination of the current events has my current really upset. Blood on your hands. Now, let me tell you something. As a proud member of the Wackadoo community, I believe these people should not be called merely mentally disturbed or schizophrenic. Schizophrenics are relatively harmless. Oh, we have our little conspiracy theories about laser beams from outer space, but we don't send missiles to blow up the moon. We may urge it, but we don't do it. Now, these wackadoos, who are actually the criminally insane, are running about the countryside stabbing. My opinion, and I'm going to voice it as a conservative lunatic, is that Latin, and when time you do nastiness, stab somebody or beat somebody or sporadically randomly attack people, you should be put in jail for a while. I'm put in a padded cell. As a man who has experienced in padded cells, sometimes they're wrong when they do that. But no, in this case, if I ever hit somebody, I would go and randomly hit on innocent people. I would say, put me in jail because I don't take my meds and I'm going to jail. Now, that is the way it should be. I'm going to stand on this. I'm going to go out on a limb. And anybody who has a problem with that, of the criminally insane, wandering about the streets, indiscriminately killing people, and is going to defend that situation, I'd say that maybe you need your meds too. Now let's see. Well, I'm gonna put on my glasses. I like my eyes. I think they tell stories. Slum way to live in Chelsea. Now, Chelsea is a fancy neighborhood now. Oh, when I was kid, it wasn't. It was just, and it wasn't with the homosexuals all around. No, it was going downstairs. It called Hell's Kitchen. Well, it's no longer Hell's Kitchen, it's Chelsea. But some people are living in hell. Their roofs are going to fall in them because of bad landlords. Bad landlords, stop it. Yeah, this was an article. A man has to go in with a helmet on. Now, I don't think that's right. If you live in Chelsea, you should be a homosexual and not have the caving of a roof on your head. And this guy wasn't a homosexual, unlike the Chelsea stereotype that I live under. Now, let's see. Swift fury over pre-dance. The illegitimate son of Fidel Castro, Trudeau, even if he's not, he's in spirit, he is the descendant of Castro. He was doing to Taylor Swift concert while communists and socialists and pro-Palestinian anti-Semites were burning down Montreal. And when the truck drivers did it, he investigated everybody's credentials in terms of the banking situation. This man is biased. I think we lived next to a Soviet republic, and I know that those people in 1812 burned the White House. So I think payback is a bitch, especially when it's long term, and we should invade Canada. Oh yeah, that's a crazy idea. Now let me tell you something, Mr. Trudeau. You're not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with having a Soviet republic right next door to us. Ooh, when I think about it, I get mad. And I get mad and I have a long range grudge. Anybody who knows me, I keep a grudge for a long time, like God. Oh, yes. You think he's crucifying his son he's gonna let that go? Crucifying him? Oh, no, 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 no. He's just gonna be like the Terminator. He'll be back. This is true. I mean, my eyes are going. I can't see my switch. But see, what happened was he was saying to you don't own me. Actually, he doesn't think the voters own him in Canada. And he was, well, Rome burned. Well, not Rome, but Montreal. I don't trust those Canadians. Too polite, as far as I'm concerned. And they hardly have an accent. They have less of an accent than we do. What's that mysterious? It's a penetration, I tell you. The penetration of Canadians. William Shatner, a nice man, but a Canadian. The SCTV Canadian. We have more Canadians infiltrating our country than we even know. Unlike the Mexicans who give themselves away, at least. Oh, but Venezuelans, oh my goodness, I'm going to get to them real quick. Oh, yeah. You know, the Venezuelans won't let me us kick out their murderous broad daylight criminals who are coming into the country and taking over. Well, we don't have to. Look, I'm as much for the Constitution as anybody, but I think we should do away with the cruel and unusual punishment clause. We should, suspend if you do bad things and you do bad things, you get suspended, especially if you're not from the country. I think what we should do is put them all in the Aleutian Islands. Yeah, take a card from Stalin. You put somebody in Aleutian Island with no meds or no hot water, well, they're gonna be miserable. And they're gonna not do bad things and do bad things in the United States. And even when they get out of the gulag, their health will be all screwed up. They won't have the facility to do bad things anymore. Also, I think we should think about doing what the Romans did. Put them in a gladiator pit. Put them against M15 or some of our criminals. Oh, it'll be competitive. Oh, it'll be nice. Oh, Rome had some good ideas. It did. Ah, now there is hope. But the Ukrainians may be winning a war because the Russians apparently are getting 50,000 North Koreans to fight their war. And they're also tricking Yemenis tourists to go to Moscow for just have the Moscow, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna tourist, and then drafting them into the Russian army. Well, that means that the Russian people are not so crazy and don't want to be drafted into the army. I don't know. There's so much more as they call misinformation. I believe everything and nothing at the same. Oh, I really do have to take my meds. Anyway, Rockets wreckage. What's that about? Rockets wreckage? I don't remember. Hmm, Rockets wreckage. Hmm, oh, high hopes for the camp. Uh, some people think Donald Trump is Hitler. Some people think he's Mussolini. Some people, even compared to Stalin, which he's nothing like at all. That's nicer person, a personal level. But my Trump being just a tool of God's, he's a real tool. And he's snake oil salesman, but I like snake oil, especially when they're selling snake oil that works. Oh, he has a big cabinet. It's a crazy cabinet, but that's just the point. It takes a crazy man to tame a crazy world. That's true. And I love the Donald Trump cabinet. I couldn't pick better people by myself. I love the cabinet. Nobody is left on the shelf. I love the Donald Trump cabinet. As I love Donald too. He's my man in the White House soon. As soon as we get rid of Biden alone. I love the Donald Trump cabinet from stem to stern. You may think it's bad judgment because I'm as crazy as a bird. I all how was it? Okay. Tragic Ishida. I don't know who that is. Close Encounters. They're trying to say the Martians aren't here. We'll see flying saucers all around. Crazy. Time travels, interdimensional invasion. I don't know. I have theories though. Uh but Mark Cuban said how if you're gonna, 'cause what he's doing is the how they're trying to make it to a liberal. Most techies are nerds from the left. But mine, Mr. South African, is gonna make a right wing uh internet or how. Fight the left wing how. Oh, we're gonna have a fight. Oh, you can pull the rest. You left the right hand. Only what Briggs latest debacle. Oh, Britain's trying to get my innocent, relatively innocent. He's a tourist. He's a real estate man, but relatively innocent. Trump in the jail and hang a conviction so they could say he's a convicted blah 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 for the next 5 years. It's not going to work, even if it does work. Because we love our Trumpy. I love me a man named Trump. He reminds me of me. Up as noxious as can be. Ah, Putin's new threats. Now, I'm very divided. So I grew up around Ukrainians in my Lower East Side neighborhood. And they're beautiful women, menacing men. And they're fighting off the Russians as best they can. But the Russians have numbers on their side, and they have propaganda that they can get Russians galvanized to a certain extent to fight this endless war, in which Ukraine will lose by attrition. It's inevitable. The Russians and the Finnish Russia war won, and the war with Nazi Germany they won. But there are times when Russia will fall apart, but it doesn't look like it will. So the good guys are going to lose. And there's a history of being betrayal by the Ukrainians were told to give up their atomic weapons with reassurances from the United States at the time, run by, I believe, Clinton, and Russia that was run by a drunk. What was his name? Yeltsin. As soon as the old China Guard reasserted itself in Putin, who wanted to reestablish the borders of the Soviet Union, well, all bets were off. We got what we had now. I don't like the idea of the bad guys winning, but I don't see them not winning. Maybe by some miracle, Putin will be overthrown, or that's what's happening. And actually, what they're doing is they're getting a bunch of Yemenis, they're taking mercenaries from around the world. Soon, Chinese troops, volunteers, will fight against Ukraine. I salute you, Ukraine. Oh, you're flawed like us and have corruption. So does it. They're trying their best to defeat him. Job. Doing a pretty damn good job. Nostradamus wasn't totally wrong. It was wrong. He was wrong in the time frame. I thought that Russia would succeed in their battle with Ukraine within months or even weeks. Yet it's been what, 3 to 4 years of battling and the David Goliath sort of situation. Feel about this. But let's see. Trump revolution. Yes. This is what we call a counter. Yeah, look at me. Comedian, lunatic, philosopher. Oh well, I don't think I did that for a madman. Anyway, I gotta go. Goodbye, 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 my friend, goodbye, bye, my friend, goodbye, bye, 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 bye. All right, here we go. No.